Thank you for tuning in. It's Hype City. It's your boy G. I'm sitting here in BatCave Studios. The legendary man himself, Ruggedness. Know what I mean? Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thanks for having me, man.
Definitely.
Appreciate it.
I just want to get into tell the people a little bit about you, how you came about doing all this.
I mean, I started at a very young age. I started when I was, I'm gonna say maybe 8, 9, maybe 9, 10. I'm gonna say 9, 10, because I had uncles.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That was into it, and they was into stealing bikes and all of that.
Right.
But the thing that really won me over on a bigger level was I had family that lived in Red Hook Projects.
Okay.
And I used to go there during the summer. So, that's back when like the Evil Knievels was out. Yeah. We used to play right there on the monkey bars because it's real big. Me and my cousin Lamont, we used to sneak across the street, and they used to be setting up, equipment and stuff on the other side of the projects.
Right.
Of course, we didn't belong there. We were too young.
Yeah. But you like.
But I don't know, and I don't know who I was seeing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I had to be seeing
somebody.
Yeah, the early people. And that's kind of like what really won me over. You know what I mean?
You also started by you did music. You had a group out.
Yeah. Ruggedness and Mad Drama. It was me, my brother Eddie Hurt,
okay,
and my cousin Sean.
How did you get into started rhyming or doing the music part of it?
I don't know, man. I was DJing first.
Right.
Most of us start off as DJs first in some sort of way. I was DJing first, and then I started trying to make beats. I had this one little sampler, like a 7.6 second sampler, and I still got it to this day. Okay. It was by Digitech.
Right.
And started sampling on there, and then I started writing rhymes for my brother. I didn't want to rap. Eventually, we were just like, all right, I'm going to do it myself too. You know what I mean? We just did the whole group thing.
So what were some of your influences coming up?
The Treacherous 3, even Curtis Blow.
Okay.
It's like, because he was transcending on a different level at a particular time, and then that's when Run DMC came.
Right.
But it was a lot of other artists, man. Like, I listened to everybody. Roxanne, everybody. You know what I mean? And I was cutting. I was a DJ. So
you had to have all the music.
I just had the love of music forever, man. So much that I never even graduated high school because of music. You know what I'm saying? That's just how my brain was just like, yo, I'm not doing nothing else.
But music,
man. And still to this day, I'm still doing music and still living.
I read a little thing saying you got signed to Jam Master Jay.
Yeah, I did a deal with Jam Master Jay back in '93. Onyx was hot at that time.
Right.
I had performed at the Del East.
Okay.
And on that show was Run DMC, Onyx, The Boss, and during my sound check, Jay came up to the stage because he was ready to do, Run DMC sound check. So I guess he wanted to set up, but I was on stage, so he was just standing there listening, and he liked me, so I gave him my number, and make a long story short, we talked a couple of times, and one time he called me, and he was at a party. He was doing a selling thing. He was at a party, and he was like, you ever heard of Biggie Smalls? And I was like, yeah. He had the Party and Bullshit record out at that time.
Right, yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I'm standing right here with him now. I'm gonna get y'all to do something together. So I'm like, me not knowing Big's gonna be who he is. I'm just kind of we can get together, we can do something. It's whatever, And so we ended up doing agreements, and I went to New York, and on that label at the time was me, Joe Sinister, J.O. Felony.
Okay.
And
remember J.O. Felony?
Yeah, and this group called Family. So and then Onyx was JMJ Def Jam though. So Def Jam was handling,
the part of it.
Yeah, the gist of the situation. And that's what that was at that time.
Okay. So fast forward, you did all that. Now, how'd you get to this part now?
The whole time that I was actually doing, that I was signed to Jay, the local artists here
Right.
was, because we performed locally, like this thing called the Rap Underground North and all that. We didn't, our outlets weren't, like
they are now.
nothing like it is now. So, we all performed in, with like, it was pretty much like one particular group of people who was having these shows.
Okay.
So, we would do these shows, and everybody wanted to get my sound. They just like, yo, how you get, how's your music sound? Like, who's producing the tracks? Oh, it's me. Who's recording you? Oh, it's me.
Doing everything.
I had all my own equipment. You know what I'm saying? I had everything. So everybody wanted my sound.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, that's pretty much, how that went, man. And things just started changing from there, man. I started doing beats for people. You know what I mean? And I was charging $50 to do your song, no matter how long it took.
Oh, man, you doing $50
in my basement,
okay.
Which is crazy, but that's how that went. Yeah.
So who? So I guess you was in your basement. You had artists coming through. What artists that kind of took off was coming to your basement like first? Like
Eve started it. Well, I ain't gonna say she started, but she did start pretty much in my basement.
Oh,
Eve,
that's dope.
Nobody else really took off at that time.
Right.
I actually left the basement. I left the basement in 2000.
Okay.
Yeah, like 99. I'm sorry, like 99, 2000. That's around the time the Figures got their deal.
Yeah.
They were the only other ones that was taking off at that time. And during that time that they were popping,
right,
I was doing HypeCity.
Oh, okay.
So HypeCity originally was Freeway, PD Crack, me, Indy 500, and my man Gang War. He changed his name from Gang War, but
that's throwback.
That was the original HypeCity. Yeah.
Mixtape era.
Yeah. So the original HypeCity mixtape, it came out.
Yeah.
And they weren't buzzing yet. We weren't buzzing at all. But Figures was going.
Their thing,
yeah. And I left the basement around that time. And then when I left the basement, Chris and Neve came along.
Right.
And they were kids. They probably was, 13, something like that when I first started recording them. So
so how's that feel to be like, man, I was recording these guys when they was like, young teenagers.
Yeah, it's crazy. It makes me feel old. Ram Squad also took off at that time because they ended up getting a deal, with Universal. Right, and so in between that time of their deal, that's when I left. And
so you like basically always been the guy then to come to in Philly then. Well, one of the guys.
Yeah, I can say one of the guys. There were a couple of us because they weren't. Being a producer wasn't cool.
No.
Being an engineer wasn't the cool thing.
To be the rapper was the cool thing.
Right, exactly. So there was only a few of us.
Right.
Me, Nard, Lee from 100X, Black Key. Black Key went on to get some big records.
Right.
So it was only a few of us. Okay. You know what I mean?
Now you also work with Meek too, right?
Yeah, Meek. Meek actually started. He was recording somewhere else. Right. I think for a short minute he was recording somewhere else, and I was in L.A. with Eve.
Okay.
Because I was doing the Eve TV show.
Oh, okay.
So once that was over, I moved back, and when I moved back, Meek got in touch with me.
Yeah.
And I was hearing about Meek when I was in LA though. Yeah.
That means my man doing his thing.
My man Oz, because my man Oz was like my son, they talking about Meek and Quilly and
they telling you of the
and I'm just like, I ain't never heard Then I listen and I'm like, they alright. But when I moved back here and we working, me, Gil and everybody working, I get a call from Meek. And Meek wanted studio time like everybody else.
Right.
He came in, he paid for his time, and we did In My Bag. That was the first record.
It's a good record.
It was the first record. And I still was like, it's alright, it's cool. You want me to send it to Kev? Alright,
but you're probably thinking because you're thinking because the way you came up,
right?
Like, hold up,
I'm not adjusted to the sound change
exactly,
yet.
Exactly.
So we sent it to Kev and it just started working. It was working.
From there.
Yeah, and then he got the case came up and he had to go away for a little minute, and then he did house arrest at my studio. Well, work release at my studio, and that's how we did all the rest of the material.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's super dope. Now I see you got a plaque here, Rick Ross plaque.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
What record was that from?
Me and Jalil did So Sophisticated.
Oh, okay.
On that album.
So who taught you this though? Like
me?
You just learned it, just playing around with it?
All me.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Man. Because some people go to school for this stuff. Like they
right.
They just don't learn it like that.
Yeah, man. It was all me, man. Just messing around. Like you could do anything, man.
Yeah.
It's the same way with computers, man, and editing video and stuff like that. Like a lot of people, they just get the software and they just start tinkering.
Yeah, just
see what they can do. Yeah, and that's how it was for me.
Now, is it like hard to work with since you work with all these like people and some of the big stars that's out today? Like, is it hard to like work with you? Like,
no, I'm open to the public. My cell phone is on Instagram. You can go on Instagram and you call BatCave Studio. You call on my cell phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not running or hiding from nobody. I'm not too exclusive for anybody. My job here is to help. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I get paid for my services.
Yeah, but you're helping, though.
I'm helping by trying to give you the sound that you're looking for at the best of my ability, or whatever advice I can give you. Anything that can help you try to move forward what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's very easy to contact me. Some people be like, man, somebody was trying to hold your number from me. I kept asking for the number. They would never give it to me. I'd be like, man, go on Instagram. It's right
on the page. The, younger artists, they probably ask you all the time, like, what can they do to get on or get that record, like, to the masses? Like, what do you tell them?
Well, I mean, it's all about consistency, man. You gotta stay consistent. You gotta stay true to yourself. Believe in what you have to sell it. At the end of the day, you have to sell it.
You're the billboard.
Exactly. So you as long as you stay consistent, it may be discouraging at first,
right?
But as long as you keep doing it, they're going to come along. Your followers are going to come along,
right?
Because some people are going to start aligning themselves with what you're doing. There's going to be things that you say or that you do, that the people are going to like eventually. Right. And that's how it grows, and it will grow organically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As long as it might take 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying? But, and it's a young man's game. So, if you got that kind of time, man, just work on it. Look at Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
Them guys, man, it's like, you don't have to be the big crossover artist to do well in the game.
It's a lane for everybody. Though.
What?
You know what I mean?
What? Man, I remember back in 2011, Mac Miller made $8 million. $8 million. We ain't played Mac Miller over here.
No, but somebody was playing it though.
He created that following, and they're doing it all day long.
It's and from when you was doing it to now, it's probably 10 times easier now. Like back in the day, you really had to work. You had to go to these places. You had to be seen. Like now, there's probably artists you be like, somebody come in here and be like, oh, they doing this. You be like, I've never heard of that guy.
Right. Yeah, man. It's too easy now. If you want to be seen, you can do it through your phone.
So do you think like when people say, hey, I want to be on this label, do you think in your head like why? Or since it's so easy now to do it?
For some people, a label is the way to go because they don't have the business sense yet to actually run their organization as a business.
So they need somebody.
So they do need the label. Then you have some people who really have who actually can make their situation run.
Right.
And you can't be mad at that person who's saying, no, I don't want a label. You know what I'm saying? Even if I ain't even got money yet, but or got my situation moving all the way yet.
Right.
But this guy, he went over to the label.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I told the label, nah. You know what I mean? But you might have all the business sense in your head to make your situation work.
Yeah, just gonna take you a little bit longer.
Yeah, take you a little bit longer, but trust me, once you get it where it needs to go, it's gonna last longer also.
Yeah.
Because now you're creating it. It's yours.
It's yours.
That's
it's
your
not,
baby, right
it's
there.
It's not you created it, but they took
right.
it.
Nobody can shut it down but you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You go to the label, the label can shut you down.
Quick.
Yeah, and then you got to start all over.
Yeah, rebrand yourself again.
Yep, exactly.
So now, you know, you did the music. Are you ever going to do more music again in the future? Like,
well, me as an artist?
Yeah, as an artist.
Nah,
I know you got
man.
bars. And I know you stay sharp.
Nah, I mean, at the end of the day, I could do it just as well as the rest of them. When I let some of the youngins hear the stuff that I did like a year or two ago,
right?
They'd be like, "That's you?" Like, "Yeah, that's me, dog."
Why you ain't putting this out?
Yeah, let me get that record. Anything like, but I'm like, for me, I'm too old for that.
But
man.
why you say you too old? Because I always say this.
Everybody say this.
In rap,
I know what you're saying.
Why in rap is it an age on it, but in rock the Rolling Stones can be 70 years old and still sell out arenas.
Right. The thing is, the things that we have to put up with our peers,
right,
make us too old to want to have to deal with that. A rock and roller is not dealing with, you know, a bunch of people in your face. Everybody want to be tough, hard, trying to test you. A rock and roller ain't walking around here getting sucker punched for no reason, or because they don't like or they want his chain.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, just me being a grown adult with kids, I got, you know, my oldest is 25 years old.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like, okay, like I don't got time for those kind of, because for me it goes somewhere else.
Yeah. It always,
you know what I mean?
Because you got to be out here more, so you get into more things. Like when you just,
I don't mind being behind the scenes, helping write. You know what I'm saying? Helping produce or whatever I can to make the situation work. You know, I'm not looking to try to be a multi-billionaire off of it.
But you're living good though.
But I'm living all right. I'm happy.
Exactly.
And I'm happy doing music.
But
so
that's the best thing about it. When you're happy and you're doing it. When you're miserable and doing it, you're like, yo, I want to quit this. I don't care what happens.
Yeah.
So that's dope. So what do you got planned for the future for BatCave?
You know, but to get a bigger space. And, you know, maybe just get a little bit more involved in music with the community. Yeah. Even if I'm just trying to help teach a few people who want to learn. You know, I have to pass it on. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So if I can do that, I'll be happy doing that.
So before we get out of here, man, I always ask this question to people we interview. Say, you know, the world is ending. And you run across a record store, you've been a DJ, you've been around all this stuff. And grab 4 albums to rock for the rest of the time. What 4 albums are you grabbing?
Oh, man.
It could be from any era, too, you know what I mean?
I'm definitely grabbing Biggie's first album.
Right.
I'm not going to say Pop.
It's too many Pac albums.
Too many Pac albums.
That's good, you know. You gotta take some of each, you know, records off of each of them.
Yeah. You know, Rakim.
Okay.
I like Tribe Called Quest a lot. What was that? 3?
Yeah, it's 3. Got 1 more.
Wow.
I'll give you 2 more. You can do 5 then, because it look like you got a
2
couple.
more. Okay. I'm gonna grab Jay-Z's collection.
Okay, the whole discography.
Yeah, the whole discography.
All right.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna throw another one in there that some people probably don't even know. Buckshot Shorty.
Oh yeah.
I love Buckshot. Okay. That's my guy.
Okay.
That's my guy. Me and Evil D was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, we was cool, but I'm definitely a fan of Buckshot.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you for your time, man. This was super dope.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us here.
Yeah, no doubt.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
It's HypeCity here with Rug. You know what it is, BatCave. We out of here. Peace.